Hey everyone, so here we go again. I wake up today and a face, name, and a body count is plastered on every screen and every website. Then the question is posed on how to get these school shootings to stop. Here's a pretty good place to start. To the CNNs and MSNBCs of the world. Don't incessantly engage in 24/7 news coverage of the event. Don't have a marathon going over every single detail of this psychopath's life. Don't mention their name over and over, and don't keep a tally of the dead while repeating the body count like a broken record. If you don't think this is exactly what the shooter wanted, you are deluding yourself. This type of person thrives on the thought of being the villain of the day. They want to know that they will become infamous across the country. They want the satisfaction of being the one that grinds the country to a halt. They want to be the anti-hero. They want to be the antagonist. They want to be the adversary that everyone shudders in fear over. They've gone their whole life feeling like a ghost. They feel like no one listens to them, feeling like they don't matter. Then they see the media coverage after a mass murder and they think to themselves, well, that's a good way for me to change all that. And the sad thing is that they're right. It is a sick and demented fantasy harbored by a highly dysfunctional individual. So what does our national media do? It helps the aspirations of these lunatics come to fruition. It gives these sociopaths exactly what they want on a silver platter. While watching the news and reading newspapers, all you see is the chaos, the weeping, the confusion, the fear, the paranoia, and the sadness. And I would put my money on it that some other psychopath is watching the media circus while thinking that they'd like to cause this type of mayhem someday. At the very least, on a basic level, the media acts in a way that encourages these types of events to occur. These sick individuals have a warped reward system in their mind. They get off on tragedy. They get off on seeing the misfortune of others. They may be psychopathic, but they're not necessarily stupid. They can connect those dots all too well. They want to be the devil of the day, and they see a media bursting at the seams to give them what they want. It is disgusting. And meanwhile, we have one-trick ponies in the halls of government thinking that if we just had more laws on the books, this wouldn't have happened. And somehow this person with such a warped mind would not have figured out a way to harm as many people as possible. There are hundreds of millions of guns in the United States. There are approximately 90 million or so gun owners in the US. If guns themselves really are the problem, would it not be apparent? If we are supposed to be fearful of guns to the extent that gun control advocates think we should be, should we not see mass shootings and mass murder every day? The numbers just don't add up. If there was something where correlation and causation can be brought more into question, this is surely one of those instances. Like I said, there are nearly 90 million gun owners in the US. Do you really want to take away a fundamental right, a fundamental liberty from millions of people because of the actions of a few sick individuals? And I'm not downplaying the tragedy. I just have this uncanny ability to keep things in perspective. It's a wonderful thing, and it's very useful. Murder and violence is on a downtrend, no thanks to the media, but it is decreasing on a yearly basis. Now is not the time to capitulate to those who would treat millions of peaceful people as if they're actually guilty of something. You really want to make a difference? Tune out of the media that makes these murderers into notorious villains and makes them famous overnight, especially immediately after these tragedies. If the media sees their numbers fall when they engage in this irresponsible behavior, their advertisers might insist they not engage in this disgusting feeding frenzy. Then you might actually see some change. But writing a few words down on special pieces of paper is not going to do it. Thanks, and that's all.